Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. And today we're just going to have a little look at getting our mind back into affirmations and why they are important for whatever it is that we are creating. So obviously when we are consciously manifesting anything, sometimes people might think that they are not able to do affirmations and things like that. But affirmations should be our thoughts. It should be the way that we are thinking. And when we are wanting to create anything that we have not created before, our mind wants to be predominantly in this kind of new way of thinking so that we can maintain and sustain it. So manifesting is not about the positive mindset or the optimism all the time. It's about what we do with our mind and how we gear our mind towards whatever it is that we are creating. So if we are manifesting something that we haven't experienced before, we want to get our mindset around whatever it is that we are manifesting. So this will look like affirmations, because affirmations are how we speak, they're how we think, and everything that kind of comes out of us will come from an affirmation. So everything begins with the affirmation. This means that the affirmation does not have to be in any perfect shape or form. It just has to be a kind of a consistency where you are gearing your mind towards it. So when we are gearing our mind into the affirmations, this is where the neuroplasticity comes in, because the repetition is what is building this new neuron in the brain, which inevitably then you start to embody it, and then your actions then kind of correlate with the affirmations that you've been telling yourself, which is how you actually end up being in the right place at the right time, or attracting whatever it is that you're attracting, or taking the right actions with your affirmations, even unknown to yourself. So when I say that affirmations don't have to be perfect, a lot of the time when we think of an affirmation, we are affirming, which means that we're kind of making a statement. So a statement doesn't have to be I am or you are or anything like that. It is simply a fact. So your affirmations should be worded in a way that is a fact. And if you are finding that you can't believe it in the moment, you can word it in a way that seems believable to you, so that you are building on the fact. And what I mean by this is that when we are manifesting something we haven't experienced before, the brain is going to fight what we're saying because it doesn't know, it doesn't register with it. So when we think of an affirmation about I am rich, but we are actually in debt and we have so much to pay and we're wondering where the money is going to come from, that's not going to help in the moment for us to actually build on this belief. So we can start off by saying a statement that will be kind of like a fact, so an affirmation. And the affirmation can be something like, I am going to be rich by October, or I'm going to have this amount of money by May. So you can start it off like that and say it for just a few days and get your mind around that whole idea. What this does is kind of it evokes the desire within you. So you have this desire to have whatever it is that you're manifesting out of riches, but the desire that you have has to be something that you want enough for in order to go for it. So that means that you really want to be making that kind of clear assumption and that clear affirmation. And in order to do that, we want to be getting into a way that is kind of believable for us. So if you are not able to say something like, I am rich straight away, you will be able to say it as your mind continues to say something like, I am going to be rich in October, for instance. As you say that over a period of time, however long it takes, your mind starts to believe that kind of aspect, and it starts to kind of tell itself it's rich in other ways. And how this will show up will be in your actions. So your actions will start doing things. Maybe you will start to look at your finances, and you'll start creating maybe separate accounts for savings, for emergency funds, or for going out, or anything that you enjoy to do. Maybe there is another kind of savings account, and you will start to kind of look at it in this way in order to get your finances in order. Now, when I say all these accounts, it doesn't mean that you are putting all of your money or anything into them. Your brain could start to say, okay, well, if I'm going to be rich by October, well, then I can put maybe a euro or a dollar or a pound or whatever into each of these accounts, and that will get me started. And that is how you start then to build on your affirmation of being rich. So it's the actions that you will inevitably start taking because of your mindset. It'll always start with your mindset, with your thoughts, and with what it is that you are speaking out. So this is why we want to be kind of mindful of how we're speaking to ourselves and to others around us. It doesn't mean that we always have to be thinking about it, because we're human and we're not going to be saying things in the right way all the time, or even positive all the time. We're going to be negative as well. Maybe we fall into conversations that are not usually what we would be wanting to talk about in our character, but we're just in an environment of it. Maybe there's something on the news that causes us to go into a spiral, and all of these different things that can happen throughout our day that will pull us back into unconsciousness. So the whole concept then is becoming conscious of that, and stopping ourselves in the moment and coming back to the affirmations that we have. So I'm going to be rich in October. And as I continue to say this, my actions are going to start to reflect that, which means that I will start to say that I am rich on days when it'll just be kind of unconscious to you. Your mind will just start to believe it in this way, and you didn't even state, as I say, the statement of I am rich. You said something that was believable to you, and your actions started to correlate with it. And because of that, some evidence will start to show up in your reality as well. You'll start to feel better as well if you are someone who is getting finances in order, because you'll see a direction. You'll have clarity, and then all of a sudden your affirmations change again, and they change into a statement that about being rich, about I am rich. And this is kind of how affirmations should be looked upon if we are someone who is even beginning the journey, because it's not that we say an affirmation to get anything. We are creating affirmations as our speech. We're changing our language and we're changing our thoughts. If we are someone who was in a limited mindset, and now we've kind of realized that we can change our mindset through the repetition of what it is that we tell ourselves. So that is why it's not about being perfect. It's just about being conscious and aware of what it is that we are saying, bringing ourselves back to it, and then allowing ourselves to take the actions in accordance to what it is that we are creating. So I just thought I'd do a video on that. And of course, if you have any questions, you can comment down below or email me at any time as well with any requests or anything you'd like to see discussed. And I will chat to you soon.